With y'all, my favorite TV besties. We are back for another recap, episode 2, Married at First Sight, season 15. And first off, can, I feel like they knew what they was doing this time. I feel like they didn't even mix it up. I feel like they went on and jumped this. We gonna give y'all the good first because it seemed like as we well no, I can't even say that because honestly, the first three couples that have gotten married, I feel like it's gone off with a hitch, and that's what I think why giving us the good, and then things gonna slowly just go down the drain. Possibly, I don't know, but it's so many seasons. Like, how can I even keep up with? I'm pretty sure there were other seasons where everybody, I think everybody, for the most part, started off with. Before jumping all into it, baby girl, baby boy, how you doing? So, welcome. As you can see, I'll never have myself together, but nonetheless, off just yet. We're just getting started. Watch a couple of other videos. Video if you enjoy it. But to my A1 day ones, you know what time it is. Go to get your breezy, get you a drink, get whatever you need, sit back, relax, and get comfortable and talk about these couples. Cause baby, I'm really excited. Like I'm really really good. But like I said, it seemed like it's might be slowly going down the drain. First off, can I say that I'm happy that every couple so far has kissed, and it's been like it seemed to have like flow, natural. Nobody was actually talking about not wanting to kiss on the wedding day. So that's like a go. Like if you know, if you've been on this MAFS journey, you know kissing on the wedding day can be a thing. So okay. All right, y'all. Okay, basically, Stasia and Nate are the next people to get married, and like they, like off top, like they really seem like on paper, seem like they really could be, you know, that power couple. Stasia might have, you know, some more stuff with her. She, you know, Nate, you know, might have his own little bad habits, and you know, whatever. They really seem like they, you know, they look good together. They look like they, you know, seem like they can really be this power couple. Like I feel like really right now, they are definitely gonna be on the good and good. Definitely once they really start getting to know each other is really like when things are going to, you know, get a little rough, get a little rocky road. But nonetheless, like let's just talk about their, you know, let's just talk about the wedding. Like, can we like this for one? This is the second person who has gotten very well, the second female who has gotten very emotional on the wedding day. Whatever, like tears. Like she's like, why y'all not bring tissue? I need tissue. Like y'all see that girl crying, her makeup. Get her together. But y'all, first off, I love the fact that it seems like this weekend they are giving them engagement and wedding bands. I thought that was pretty nice. And they're getting the engagement ring before the wedding is to start. And then, you know, as usual, sometimes they give each other gifts. And they gave each other the same gift. They both gave each other like a Polaroid or basically like a camera. They talked about basically adventures and how they can't wait to take those adventures with each other. So boom, off top, I'm like, this is a go. Like this is heading off to, you know, like a good start. Um, and even like, you know, doing their wedding ceremony, like first off, why would y'all put in there that the man is a freak in the sheets? Y'all thought that that was a good moment to just add that in and throw that out there. She definitely looked like, you know, like this is not the time for that. There's a time and a place. Like it definitely caught her off guard. But you know, they both had like some weird stuff like that. Well, no, I don't think that was her sleeping in her sleep, like whatever, like sleeping with her eyes open in her sleep, like whatever. There, they had a beautiful ceremony. They seemed to have really, be get feeling that chemistry, liking each other, liking what they see. I loved off get anytime because y'all know that thing on that first sight is and I feel like everybody automatically goes into that hoping that they're going to get somebody that they find attractive. And he right away asked, he was saying in his interviews how basically, she's this type, her size, she's thin. He was saying to her when they were dancing that he loved that she has a small waist. Like their pictures were I thought they reminded me of just basically Justin, and Alexis. Like while they might not have be like them, like you could just see that chemistry there, the willingness to do the pictures, to be close to each other. It wasn't like into this with a stranger. But like I said, it's still early. So yeah, like I feel like everything is definitely looking good for them too. They're definitely gonna run into, but I definitely feel like that they could be that off top power couple and just working through like the little things, the things about her, what she like, because it's is, but I never know. So I'm at the same time I want to speak too soon, but this is just what I'm feeling as of episode 2, right? So oh yeah, just talking about how radiating off them. I definitely feel like we could see that energy and that chemistry, coming from each other. So, I really hope that there's, an openness about each other with each other that they can take, obviously off have our bad habits, a little bit of messy or leave a little mess there while she's full on like my home is like so little stuff like that can end up big things or whatever whatnot. So I'm dying. What her place looks like, what his place looks like, and how they're going to cohabitate. Cohibit. Did I say that right? Justin and Alexis, they've already, they've officially been married. They're, taking their pictures and they're so, oh my God, their pictures just came out so nice. They both just seem so happy, so giddy, so smiley. I do feel like on the back end that Justin is definitely more into Alexis than maybe Alexis could be into Justin. But I very well could be wrong, but I just feel like it might be just a bit of just something, just not exactly. But off topic, because y'all know real fake on this wedding day, and then after the wedding is over, or the next saying their real feelings, whatever, whatever. But the chemistry, like I said, from looking at them, the chemistry, looks great. Okay, like I think she's just very like outspoken and just states her feelings. She's just like, yeah, like he's like I could just eyes and look at you, and which she enjoys the eye contact. But she's like, yeah, but my next turn, I feel like she just be saying stuff to like, and it be ruining. Justin's so like chill, like he kind of they really seem to like be enjoying each other and feeling that vibe. Like it almost be the ones that have sex on the first night, on the wedding night. Like somebody might be getting. So I don't know. This is how into he Alexis is into Justin, but I don't know, maybe just little comments, maybe certain little looks or body languages, or I really could be just looking or thinking too much into it. So I ain't even gonna stay on them long. Like I said, them two off top, every those two couples, everything seems to be going down with the hitch so far. So getting on, first off, she asked him how long, because but I don't think that's about him being celibate. But he is very like he's like I don't say really touchy because it's not necessarily really touchy. He likes kissing her and wants to continue kissing her. And I just feel like when you're like into somebody and you're you just want that and you're a kisser, like you just want to kiss all the time and stuff. Like just give me kiss. But either way, she ended up asking him like how long has it been? How you actually kiss someone? Didn't hear any change. And then he basically tells her that he's been celibate. Why did she tell everybody at the damn wedding that he's been celibate? I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. Like, first off, it ain't everybody's business. Fine if you want to tell somebody, maybe you can go and tell your girlfriend, when y'all get time alone. But to say it out loud to everybody at the wedding, and then she's like, I guess, concerned. Like, nobody wants a husband who's been celibate. Why not? What's wrong with him being celibate? Like, what is it that in some of the I guess she's worried about whether he's gonna be able to get it up for her or able to please her because he had because he's hasn't had it for so long. She's thinking that he's gonna go quick. I don't know, but I did not. Didn't like how she put his business out there, and I did not like her judgment of him being celibate because why are you looking at that as a bad or negative thing? And probably that first go round might happen real quick, but that's what other rounds is for. That's what that's a nice little break, 2 minutes top, and you have that whatever, like. But nah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on for it. Lindy and Miguel. So both Lindy's friends and both Miguel's friends or whatever whatnot, they both have their worries, for them both. Lindy being the, structured person, because, the very, excuse me, not structured, sheltered, person because of her, religion and because I think how they were kind of putting it with, because basically she's kind of been so, you know, everything has been so structured for her that I guess not knowing how things, being in a relationship and then not knowing how things are not necessarily supposed to, or they're gonna go, or going this way or that way. That basically they said she already over things, and they could see how her over, worried about her overthinking in this process and in this marriage, and even about the smallest or simplest, of things, like even down to her just picking out, her wedding feel, about it, whatever, whatever. Like, really, if you're gonna be a person who does this for people, like because I just kind of seen it as like indecisiveness. I thought, she was being a bit indecisive, but hearing them talk about her and you know her overthinking or whatever whatnot, I was like, okay, I guess I can see what they're talking about in that. But you have to be able to hone your soon to be bride in and be like, and that lady who was handling her, she did good. She's like, all right, look, close your eyes. She set the mood, set the tone, got her going, and then finally she was checking and it was like, yes, like this is the dress. All the while, Miguel has been, the person to ignore such red flags in the past, and that's just mainly like been a detriment to a lot of his relationships. And then feeling like, he's surrounded by everyone who's either in relationships or married, like that kind of, I think it does kind of put pressure on some people, to make them want or feel like they should have, what everybody else around them is having, especially when you've reached a certain age. So y'all, honestly, I've been like a little bit like unsure really about them and how their relationship is going to go. Um, but as I'm continuing to watch them and get to know them, and then after they got married, it was like they're gonna be. I feel like they very well could be the ones that's going to take it slow. Like even after they had got married and they were like sitting together, and I was like, what's going on here? And like, Miguel's like is kind of quirky, and nerdy into his, gaming. And when he brought out like the dice, it was telling her about the dragons and dungeons and the way she was looking. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going down hill. Oh God, you're flunking, Miguel. Come on, come back. No, come back from this. But she was like, no, like I love that. I think it's cute. I think her being the structure, and I think she's unsure of what to expect or possibly what to do. And then him being like, to me, he's just just more passive. And I feel like he make kind of more flow with her, and like let her take lead or whatever whatnot. So I think it was just a bit awkward, between them is what it was. Just a bit awkward because it's just who they are, and then like their personalities. But they do it seems to be going okay. They seem to be going good. So I guess we're gonna see. Like he and it's like they, I don't know, people who kind of like get it right at the beginning. Like I definitely feel like at least it's off to a good start. Like boom, like he got her a ring. The ring that he got her was the classic style, that she liked. And like their families, like their notes that they wrote, about, each, about their family member getting married. It was like they were basically, they described the same person. Like they have the same, that personality characteristics, about themselves. So I think they, long story short, I don't know, y'all. I think off top, I'm saying it already. I think they gonna make it. I think they gonna be all right. Like the fact that I am so unsure, and then I'm just like, let's just, I think how they're going to go about things might be a little bit different, might not be as fast flowing or whatever. I'm definitely thinking and hoping that they're going to just be patient, with each other, and really just let things flow. Like they just, especially Lindy with having this, religious background and being so, sheltered. I definitely feel like, yeah, Miguel definitely is going to bring that quirky, fun side, to her. Yeah, it might take a second, but I think they're definitely going to get there, and I very well think that they off top of anybody could very well be a lasting couple in the end. We'll see. That's a very early prediction, Ash. I know, but that's what we're going with. That's what we're going. Ben, y'all. I every time I just look at Ben, he just looks like a kid compared to Morgan. Like it just, I don't know. He just, and hey, maybe he just has like this young baby face. Don't get me wrong, he's a nice looking dude, but he just screams baby and maybe a little bit not mature enough for Morgan. So a big detriment. I tell you, if he's really this type of mama's boy, I really think that if he's really the type of mama's boy that he says he is, and he's like, oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind, her to have a personality like my mom, or something my mom, or da da this my mom, or da da that my mom, she's definitely not your mom. I can let y'all know right now. And I don't even know his mom. We haven't met his mom. I don't know what his mom's personality is like. But I definitely don't think that Morgan is his mom. And if his mom and being compared to his mom is going to be a thing every time, see right now that's not gonna go. That's not gonna go. And and then her friends, they're worried. They're looking at, oh well, what if he doesn't like her for her? And I'm like, yeah, because he wants somebody like his mom. Like y'all, I said last week. If you did not catch my recap last week, definitely go check that. But I said last week, like I feel they bring up, they say, make sure as much as things are, so much is recorded, so much is being said, and then certain little things is what they pick and choose to put these episodes together. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, but y'all tell me. But either way, Dr. Pepper. That's my girl. I love me some Dr. Pepper. I don't know why I say her name like that, but that's how I say it with little short self. So she does end up calling though Morgan last minute, and even I was like, wait a minute. When I seen that they were on the Zoom call, I was like, that really happens where Dr. Pepper is calling, talking to them. Like none of the experts end up talking to them. Usually they don't end up talking to him. Possibly at on the honeymoon mainly, but they usually don't end up seeing them or talking to them because usually unless they're like having big problems or whatever whatnot is when they usually bring in the experts like on the honeymoon. But they don't usually see them until after they've come back from the honeymoon. So I knew something was up. The fact that I did not call that it was COVID was just crazy because what else it could have been. So Ben has COVID. It's gonna prolong them getting married, and as well she was saying that they would have a honeymoon. It was just gonna be shorter. So yeah, and of course like off top, I think who would not like think of the worst of the worst? She's like, what if he's not really sick? What if he's faking because he has cold feet? And you know, just don't think like that, girl. Either way, it's kind of like out of all these seasons that they've had since COVID, and no one has managed to get COVID right before they're about to get married. It was just like, but I guess it was just like it was bound to happen. As like somebody was bound to finally get COVID because I'm no somebody I think somebody did actually get COVID in the midst of taping and recording and all that, but this didn't happen like literally right before the wedding to the point that now everybody's not getting wedded at the same time like normally. Everybody's not going to be on the honeymoon at the same time, you know. So it does make me wonder though how that's gonna go. Like, are they gonna just get to the honeymoon late? Are they gonna end up on a separate honeymoon by themselves? Not a separate one, but basically getting their honeymoon by themselves. Are the other groups not gonna end up being there? Because of course, he has to quarantine. They have to make sure that he's straight, get his tested, all that. Boom. So one wedding did not take place because Ben has COVID. Kristen and Mitch. Kristen is the one who is waiting to tell her dad till he gets there that she's getting married that day, and she is with Mitch, who hasn't had much. Basically, according to him, he's not really been a committed. Basically, he has commitment issues, and he tends to run, I guess, when commitment starts to come around. Those kind of guys definitely give me a bit of especially when now you're deciding that you want to get married at first sight. Like when you already are running from commitment, you think throwing yourself into a marriage is what's going to make you commit or making you want to commit. Like, hey boom, our baby's up, y'all. Hold on, let's pause on that. So yeah, so I'm clearly like a little apprehensive. Like I'm not even like I'm worried. I'm worried for them too. Like there are things that clearly why they are matched together. But I'm worried that Kristen is going to realize these things about Mitch and possibly check out. And then as well the fact of like Mitch, when you're not in a committed, but hey, this very well could go good or it very well could go bad. It could force him into making things work, or it could end up worse because one, he doesn't know how to deal with certain situations because he hasn't had that experience in relationships. Like I definitely don't know. But Kristen said something that I thought was like a valid like point, and it sounded crazy, but I kind of like felt her. She was like, people think I'm crazy for marrying at first sight, marrying a stranger at first sight. But she was like, what's also crazy is getting on these dating apps, dating these people without background checks. She's like, hey, at least this guy was looked into, whatever. Now, mind you. Now, don't get me wrong, because I'm not a good season. I'm not going to try to say the season because I can't keep up with seasons. I think his name was Trey. I can't remember what her name was or whatever or whatnot. But hey, it's not to say that things cannot go unnoticed, or because it wasn't necessarily unnoticed. By the time they just did the background check, that hadn't even hit yet on her background. So, but it's basically like she's going in here with a bit of like a bit of knowing that this person, because granted she don't know the person, but like you don't know anybody that you're talking into, but at least you know somebody is on your end looking at things at on a different spectrum for who you think is for you, because clearly our judgments are sometimes of who we think is for us is is not it. So I kind of like felt her on that or whatever. But anyway, they're basically Kristen and Mitch are the next, to get married, and after Lindy and Miguel, and like, okay. So boom, they're both on their ends dealing with their own like little dramas, I guess, so to speak. One is a bit more than the other. He's just being a drama king to me. And like she's dealing with some real life. So like I said, she waited to tell her dad till he got there that she was getting married at first sight. So she's explaining to him, I've been going through this process. Amid that process, I have to there's a legal binding marriage. Oh, but also I haven't met him. And mind you as well, all that marriage stuff I was talking about, that's happening today. The look on her daddy face. He was like, "You're insane." Like no, he was saying that you're insane. He's like, I don't know. I think he's gonna come around. I think he's gonna walk her down. I don't think he's going to come here and just leave her off hanging. But I definitely think that he's going to be very frank and very real about how he feels about this whole situation or whatever. When I think it's just like a hey, yeah, no, I don't like how you're doing this, but I got you. I got you going down this aisle, but I can tell you right now, I don't like none of it. I don't like none of it. So, Mitch over here having a full, it's like, bro, like, boom, like, stay shaving up your hair. You're about to be in this tux. Like, it's so and at first I was just like, well, what was the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? And I rewinded it. I'm like, bruh, it's like a bit little scruffier, a bit longer. You need to look a little bit clean. Come on now, like just for this one day. Like he was having a whole. He's like, I don't like it. I'm thinking he's joking, y'all. Like he's full on serious, having a breakdown about his beard. They're trying to, pump, and what's that? I guess I can kind of get like when you're like, okay, fine, I just need to get over it. Like, don't try to harp me up on it. Don't baby me about it. Don't try to, like, tell me that this is why it's da 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 da. Just let it go. Like, just let it go. And then, boom. Then, okay, boy, you go and get a bow tie. You didn't, hey, I very well could be, I don't know what's going on, but why you get a bow tie and don't nobody know how to tie a bow tie, and you get mad at everybody else because nobody knows how to tie your bow tie, including you. Mister got on my nerves already. I can see now he gonna piss me off. He gonna piss me off. He gonna piss me off because, bro, I'm like, okay, Ash, give him grace, get a man grace. Maybe it's just nerves. Maybe it's, like everything is happening, like it's becoming real. So like everything becomes a problem then at this point. So like, don't let this moment like let you prejudge him, but automatically I don't know. I feel like that's how he's going to be in situations that he can't handle or he has no control over. So we got to at least wait till next week to see how their marriage goes, and then to see at least Morgan and Ben finally get married, and then as well to see how everybody else's wedding ceremonies go. Like I said, everybody is off to a good start. I said I feel like they because Mitch is over here having his little bitch fits. Kristen is just now telling her dad. Ben then got COVID. That's why I said it seems like they gave us all the good, and then the shit shows are happening at the end. But just because this is how it's starting doesn't mean that this is how like their wedding ceremony and so forth is. It doesn't say that that's how that's gonna go too. So cross fingers that things end up better than what they seem right now, because I don't know, y'all. Let's take a look about this, because it seems like basically, yeah, we've just about talked about everybody. And yeah, so show me some love, drop me some comments below. Let me know about your thoughts, your first thoughts. What are you thinking about these couples? Um, yeah, or of course, as always, just give your other girl a thumbs up and just always come back next week so we can always talk about it. All right, peace, y'all.